Hello and welcome to the JB&M Sports Fanatic channel. Thank you for joining me for this video. And we're going to be talking about the Green Bay Packers and Tommy Stevens. But before we get right to that, I want to take this time to thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. Be sure to like and subscribe if you have not already. Best way to stay up to date with NFL content as well as other sport news as well. But with that being said, the Green Bay Packers are bringing in Tommy Stevens. Tommy was drafted out of Mississippi State by the New Orleans Saints in the 7th round. Matter of fact, when you look at his draft profile, they actually compared Tommy Stevens to, they said that he could potentially become someone that's more of a gadget player because he's got great size, big, athletic. I believe he's like 6'5", and they say that he's similar to Taysom Hill, so he could operate in such, which would make sense why the New Orleans Saints took him when they did in the 7th. However, they ended up cutting him. I believe that he had a tryout or signed with the Panthers, but then was let go as well. So he's had quite the journey, all right, just getting to the point where we're getting ready for preseason. So the Packers are going to bring him in for a workout on Monday as a tight end. And so we'll see how that works out. But obviously, he's a player that they can do some interesting things with down there in Green Bay. Now, obviously, if you're a Packers fan, Aaron Rodgers has been pretty much dominating the news all offseason long. You guys are probably tired of hearing about it. So we're not going to go there that much here. But what this guy can do, Tommy Stevens, is in terms of some of his strength, he's big and athletic, can operate as a gadget player, and above average in terms of open field instincts as a runner, has the size to drag tacklers and initial contacts at time. Now, again, you can find this, on NFL.com in terms of just their strengths and overview of him. Very good size to speed ratio, carries, gunslinger, velocity as a passer, but clearly Packers, are looking at him in terms of, what he can do as a gadget. And as a gadget player, he's still going to have to throw the ball as well. So, yeah, certainly understand why they would bring him in as a tight end potential. Now, some of his weaknesses is that, he can improve that he can commit to a hybrid role in the league. He has to prove that, matter of fact. Needs to keep the ball tucked tight on the move. Doesn't have special teams experience. Special teams, that's a big one right there because, when you're a later pick, special teams would be huge, especially if they're not using you at the quarterback position. Then, yeah, you're certainly going to want to contribute to that. And he lacks field vision to recognize trouble. And let's see, anticipation is below average as a passer. Again, he was a quarterback, in college. Although some of his usage there, they did utilize him on the ground a lot as well in terms of running and stuff. And so a couple of things to note about him. I mentioned that he was 6'5", 235 pounds. He was a former 3-star prospect. He was actually ranked number 647 overall in the class of 2015 per 247 Sports. He transferred from Penn State after he was pretty much functioning as the team's lion, as they say, on certain packages before joining Mississippi State as a 5th-year senior his last season. And then his last appearance on the college football field was the Music City Bowl, in which he ended the season on a personal high note. He completed 17 of 26 for 221 yards and 2 touchdowns, while rushing 17 times for 71 yards and a touchdown, even though they ended up losing 38-28. So he finished his collegiate career with 1,459 yards, 15 touchdowns, and 6 interceptions through the air, also rushing for 887 yards, and adding 62 receiving yards, and scored a combined 14 touchdowns in non-passing plays. And so that's the part you're going to want to focus on here. But clearly, it's a tryout here Monday. We'll see how it goes. If he does end up making, the tryout, we'll see what type of role they try to utilize him. Should he get some action in the preseason, that'll be fun to watch as well. So I'm excited to see what his future holds for him moving forward. And with that being said, thank you guys so much for joining me for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. And as always, look forward to seeing you guys next time.